Physics is a study of matter, energy, and the interaction between them. What that really means is that physics is about asking fundamental questions and trying to answer them by observing and experimenting.
The inventor, sometimes referred to as the Thomas Edison of the roller coaster, was John A. Miller, who earned over 100 patents related to roller coaster technology and ride safety. Miller constantly pushed the envelope when it came to roller coaster thrills and technology. He would insist that drops could be higher, steeper, and turns could be sharper, cars could be faster.
In 1920, Miller and Harry C. Baker created a joint company called Miller and Baker, Inc. Via this enterprise, Miller would create a mind-boggling number of coasters in a very short amount of time. In the 1920s alone, he built at least 15 coasters in cities across the U.S. The men broke off their partnership in 1923 when Miller established a business of his own.
The first successful inverted coaster was introduced in 1992, and how you can find passengers riding coasters with their feet dangling freely below them, occasionally above them as they ride the track. In 1997, a coaster opened at Six Flags Magic Mountain, whose design would have been considered impossible even a few years before. This scream machine is 415 feet tall and could reach the speed of 100 miles per hour. Technology working with the laws of physics continues to push what is possible in a ride design. Quassy was not always the amusement park it is today. Native Americans once populated its large area.
In 1937, three Waterbury businessmen, John Francis, Mike Leon, and George Terazakis, bought the property and formed Quassy. They soon added a picnic area, paddle, and carousel. Within the next few years, a hot dog stand, a roller rink, and a tea room were added.
It was after World War II that Quassy established itself as an amusement park. Beginning in the late 1970s, new rides were added every year. Today, Quassy Amusement Park remains a unique family-oriented facility. Every year, families can count on new attractions, new rides, and most importantly, quality service.
Force, any push or pull.
Gravity, a force that draws two objects towards one another.
Speed, how fast an object moves and is equal to the distance an object travels, divided by the time it takes.
Velocity, a combination of speed and the direction in which an object travels.
Critical velocity, the speed needed at the top of a loop for the car to make it through the loop without falling off the track. Acceleration, how quickly an object speeds up, slows down, or changes its direction. It is equal to change in velocity divided by time.
A force, friction, a force by rubbing between two objects.
Potential energy, the energy stored by an object ready to be used. In this lesson, we use gravitational potential energy, which is directly related to the height of an object and its mass.
Kinetic energy, the energy of an object in motion, which is directly related to its velocity and its mass.
G-force, short for gravitational force, is equal to the force exerted on an object by the Earth's gravity at sea level.
Hi, I'm Hannah. We're here to find kids having fun on the 30th best coaster in the world, the Wooden Warrior. You look like you're having fun. What's your name? Regan and Julie. Tell me, what do you know about the Wooden Warrior?
Well, lift hill height is 30 feet. Drop is 5 feet. Speed, 35 miles per hour.
And the ride time is 57 seconds, even though the track length is 1,250 feet.
That's why a million people rode on it since it came out.
Wow! Did you know they started building in 2010? It was out for the public in 2011. Yeah, it was designed by the Raptor.
Customized junior coaster.
That's why it's #1 ride at Quassy.
Let's go ride it.
G-force, a gravitational force. A measurement of acceleration felt as weight.
Roller coasters rides are notorious for creating accelerations and G-forces, which are capable of transforming stomach contents into airborne projectiles. As a rider starts the descent down the first drop, she begins 1 minute adventure filled with various sensations of weightless heaviness and jerkiness.
Kinetic energy is the energy of a body or a system with respect to the motion of the body or the particles in the system.
Potential energy is the stored energy in an object or system because of its position or configuration.
Kinetic energy of an object is related to other moving and stationary objects in its immediate environment.
Potential energy is not related to the environment of an object.
Kinetic energy can be transferred from one moving object to another, say in collisions.
Potential energy cannot be transferred.
Examples of kinetic energy.
A roller coaster going down a hill. Examples of potential energy. A roller coaster at the top of a hill. Determining factors are speed/velocity and mass.
Potential energy, height or distance and mass.
Gravity. Gravity is a force pulling together all matter. Velocity. Distance traveled by a body in particular direction per unit time, or the displacement of the body per unit time. It is vector quantity. Friction. The resistance that one surface or object encounters when moving over another. Momentum. The product of mass and velocity of a body. It is measure of the quantity of motion in a body.
Force. Strength or energy as an attribute of physical action or movement.
Objects that are changing their speed or their direction are said to be accelerating.
The rate at which the speed or direction changes is referred to as acceleration. Some amusement park rides, such as roller coasters, are characterized by a rapid change in the speed and/or direction. These rides have large accelerations. Rides such as the carousel result in small accelerations. The speed and direction of the riders change gradually.
This is an example of a mini roller coaster.
Kinetic energy. Potential energy.
Gravity.